So, welcome back again. Now it's time to build the user interface of our portlet. Let's take a look again to the interface. So, we will need to add a title, like for example, add a new job. Then we use this field set tag that allows us to create this line. Then we need to add one input text field, one text area field, one combo box field, one special field that is called input date field, and one more text input field, and finally one button. In the next section then we will build the search container. So let's start working with this. So now it's time to use the AUI tag lib. But first, let's add a title to our portlet, like using h3 tag. Let's say add a new job. Right? Alright, so if we want to use the tag lib, in particular the LifeRay AUI tag lib, we need first to import the tag lib. And if you are like me that don't remember the syntax memory, you can let you help with this taglib import and say LifeRay UI taglib. Just put the cursor where the import should be put and double click on it. Alright, so we are ready to go to use AUI taglib. Now we can open the LifeRay AUI taglib, and you can see here we have several tags that we can use. The first one, of course, will be the form tag. So move your cursor down and let's add a form. When we double click on one of the tag, the LifeRay ID will help us remembering some attributes that can be useful. For example, we should put the action, that is the destination of the submission of our form. Or if you want to put a name, for the moment we just insert it. Okay, let's make some space here. Then we need to wrap our form in a field set. The field set has a nice label features that should be, in our case, job details. So we just put here job details and we insert it. Nice. I like to tap this so I can see clearly the hierarchy on my form. And now let's add the first input. So it's a text field, input text. So we go to the input tag. So let be sure we have in the right place. Double click, and we need to change the type and say text. But actually, for the text type, we don't need to change it because it's automatically the default one. We can instead put the name, because the name is used later to retrieve the value from this field in the Java code. So let's say call title, and we can also put a label. At the moment we will hard code the label. Later in one of the next sections we'll use the internationalization to intentionalize this value. Alright, so we have an input field, then we need a text area. So we take a look to, we'll use again the input field, but this time we should set the type. So type, and we say text area, and again we put both a name, that again will be used to retrieve the value from the Java code, we call description, and also a label. We can use the capital letter to start the word description. Well, so we are going on. So title, description, type. Type is a select kind of a tag. So we just put the cursor here, double tap, double click, and we again put the label. We call it type, and the name will be type. All right. Inside the select tag, we need to set one or more options that are the value of our combo box. So we will have the label that will be regular, and the value will be regular. Then I'm lazy, so I will copy and paste to entry, and we have a workflow, parametric with workflow and parametric. So well, what's next? We have the schedule out, but let's leave at the end this. Let's go with the next field. Next field is executable. So I already imagine that you know that we need to choose again an input text and give, this time I will put the parameter directly here to show you that the IDE has a nice auto-completion feature. So we need to put the label. If I type label, I just put here executable, and space. I need to give a name, so I can start with a name, control space, name, and I will choose the value of this variable, executable. So what's missing? Now we add the add button, so we choose the button here, we add it, and we choose the type. The type should be submit, and the value, that is the label that will appear on the button, will be add. So let's save it. Oh wait, that's the synchronization completes, and we see if it works. So let's reload the page. There is an error. What's wrong we have done? I think that here we miss an attribute. It's very nice. So I forget on purpose this. So I just put name equal title. That's why, and we save it, and the error should go away. Let's reload. Nice. So we have this form. So this is the result set of the field set. We have the title, description, type, and executable. Let's make this bigger, so we can use the size attribute. Actually, if you try to complete it, size won't appear here. That's why this attribute is not part of Alloy UI, but it's a regular HTML5 attributes. And as I told you in the theoric lesson, you can pass any HTML5 tag to the tags. So let's say it will be 100. For the text area, we can use calls and rows. So let's say we'll have 100. Maybe we can make it a little bit nicer, aligning those calls, and rows equal, I'd say 5. Let's see how it look like. Save it and refresh the page. Oh, maybe it's too big. Let's use 80 and 80 also here. let's increase a little bit the executable to size equal 80. All right. What I mean, what sides, what's up? Why? Okay, just sometimes it doesn't refresh immediately. Well, so what we miss here? We miss this scheduled at input field. Unfortunately, the input type doesn't have a type that's allow you immediately to use the inputs. But that's why we have another taglib. It's called LifeRay UI taglib that add additional components, a little bit more complicated, or they are made of simpler one coming from the Alloy UI. So as you can see here, we have the input date tag. But before to use this taglib, we need to import the LifeRay UI. So let's go back to the taglib import and go here, and we will import the LifeRay UI taglib. Double click. So all the tags from this taglib are prefixed by LifeRay UI. Now let's go back to LifeRay UI taglib, and now let's choose the input date. So we double click it and this template will appear again. We have some mandatory attributes. So if you don't know what are the mandatory attributes, I will suggest to take a look to the documentation. So we go to a browser and you go to docs.liferay.com portal 6.1 taglist. Let's remember that we are using LifeRay 6.1 for this course. Okay, now we are using LifeRay UI, and we plan to use the input date tag. The input date are some required value that are year range end and year range start, all the attributes of string types. So we need to at least put this. Year range start means what is the first year that should be able selected from the input. So let's say we can choose from 2010 to 2020. Then okay, let's enter this and let's see how it looks like. Save it, and let's go to our instance and refresh the page. It's appear here, but there are two small things that we would like to correct. The first one is that there is not much space here. There is a tag in the AUI taglib that's allowed to wrap other tags in as a field. So because this is actually not coming from the AUI, it's not considered to be a field, so it should be in line. So we have this field wrapper that can be used for our purpose. So let's add here the field wrapper. We don't put actually any information, or maybe we can put the label that is scheduled at. Insert it, and here we can cut and paste this, and let's save it, and let's reload the page. Much better, but you have noticed there is some problem here, because the first year, this is maybe just a small bug. If I move the cursor, it will change the value of the first combo box. So to fix this problem, we should assign some default value, but you need also to put the name, to give a name to each input field. The name, I will remember, is the parameter that will be able to be read by your Java code when we need to get information back from the form. So let's add the missing parameter, like let's take a look to the documentation. Let's say day value equal, put today is 7. Now what's that? Month value today is April. Months are numbered by 0, so April is 3, and the last one is year value. I'm lazy, so let's copy and paste. We are in 2016, so maybe it's nicer if we split it in this way. Let's see if things are getting better. Reload, refresh the page. Nice. We have the default loaded correctly, but there is the same bug. So we need to put the params where those values will be stored. So it's called day param, month param, and year param. So year, remember you can use your param, and we call it scheduled at year, then month param, we call it scheduled at month, and then we use the day param, scheduled at day. Save it, wait it, synchronized, and reload the page. Nice, the bug is disappeared, so we can choose a value here, and we can select also a value from this nice calendar. So as you can see here, we just type not so much code, because actually we made use of these nice features that we provide some snippet for us, and we created this symbol form. Alright, so let's stop for now, and I'll see you in the next section where we will add the code to read the data coming from this form and save somewhere. We will use the session of the portlet for this simple example, but you can use any backend storage that you want. So see you in the next section.